Welcome to the Super Facts Show on the Super Facts Network. I just appreciate you listening. So I'm not going to ask you to follow me on Instagram at Mark Waldo Ward. I'm not going to ask you to rate and review the show. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe to it. Thank you for your time.
What up, world? It's your boy Mark Waldo Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. Today we got with us, and make sure you check out his new single, Mafia 2, available on all digital streaming platforms. Cleveland Smoove Gotti, how you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm feeling good.
I don't be editing this shit. I gotta get smooth on them intros, man. I wonder how them broadcasting people be. You think they be like just sitting at home practicing that? Because I be feel weird as shit if I was like in a mirror for a half hour being like, presenting Smoove Gotti.
Right. Nah, I liked how you did it though. It was
hey,
natural.
Speaking of which, your ad lib is, not to be redundant, it's just smooth. Like at the beginning of the song, you be like, it's smooth. How do you come up with that? Like, did you have like some failed joints? It was natural.
It was natural. Like I don't know, it depend on the beat, because like sometimes like I'll be loud like it's Gotti, or sometimes I'll be like it's Gotti.
Yeah, and I was about to say I heard you whispered it on a couple of joints on some.
Yeah.
And then you try to make it like a little romantic a little bit. I guess suave. Like sometimes it'd be like suave Gotti.
Yeah, hey, it's an OG from the city, Smoove Gotti, and that's like my that's my namesake. So when he see me and I see him, it's always love. So you know what I'm saying, I'm smooth, he's suave, and people always get us confused. Shout out to Suave.
The who you think's other than yourself? Who do you think's the best Gotti? John Gotti, Corrupt Young Gotti, Yo Gotti?
I like Yo Gotti. John Gotti probably is. You know what I'm saying. He the reason. You know what I'm saying. We all, that went by Gotti because of John Gotti. So you feel what I'm saying. But
when you look into that shit though, he was kind of a fuck up.
Oh yeah, he was wild.
Little too flashy and shit. I mean, he probably could have got away with those little extra murders. Like the more it'd be like when you rub that shit in people's faces when you beat them and shit. Like you probably shouldn't be on no shit called the Teflon Don taking pictures after you beat trial. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's that arrogance.
And them old school mafia bands, they like to be unknown and shit.
Yeah.
And I guess that's exactly why. Because what did he end up doing? Dying in a Colorado Supermax of lung cancer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something bad. It's that arrogance, man. That's why I try to be so humble. I try to be so humble at all times. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
is that a problem? Like, was there a time that you felt like you weren't humble enough?
Nah, I just seen a lot of people fall. I seen a lot of people win and then lose it. And a lot of times when I dissected it, be like, it could have been arrogance. You know what I'm saying? It might have been a reason it played, you know what I'm saying? Or ego, you know what I'm saying? Too much ego or not thinking it through. So I just always kind of like, now that things really working for me, I always try to be balanced. Like, don't get too high off the wins. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy them. You know what I'm saying? Because I take my wins like I take my losses on the chin. You feel me? But I try never to be too arrogant. I never want to confuse confidence with arrogance. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm very confident. I'm confident in my ability, but arrogance is a drug, man. It's a bad drug.
Well, another form of arrogance I done seen people fall off at is they get too comfortable. Like they think the streets love them, and the streets love you a lot less when you got a lot more and you still around the same places. Like it ain't the same as when you was like, I seen cats that thought it was like the same when they was coming up, but like low key you might catch them for like 60 to 80K on a lick. So it ain't all love at that point. You got moved different, but they get too comfortable. Like ain't no one gonna fuck with me in my hood, that type shit.
Yeah. And that be arrogance. That's that. Yeah. It start creeping in. It's like, like I tell people all the time, it's all possible. You know what I'm saying? And you put too much love in anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference between real love and fake love, and both of them you got to use them, accordingly. And most people can't tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a saying, like, some people can't tell the difference between the stallion and the donkey. Like, that's real. Like, you got to be able to tell the difference. Like, it's fake love, it's real love, and you can utilize both of them to work for you. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be able to tell the difference of what's what.
Man, I like that too, the stallion and the donkey, John, because like if you think about it, they could both have a big ass, but it's it's still a big difference.
It's a difference between a stallion and a donkey, man. It is. You got to be able to tell the difference.
Hey, on that one song you said you don't cuff girls off looks. I'm curious. So what do you cuff girls off of? What you looking for in a cuffable young lady?
I mean, I think like when you talk about building, like I believe all relationships is based off friendship. So, you know what I'm saying? If it's just about she look good and she feel good, like I believe in lust, I believe in love, you know what I'm saying? I believe in, hate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, looks, sometimes you just lust the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You just want to talk to her, because of lust. Like I really lust her. Like I just want her. You feel what I'm saying?
Well,
So
why you
it's
think
a
people
difference. So
polite people be scared to admit that though? Like I appreciate the honesty of that statement because I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. That's biology and shit.
uh, like lack of confidence in themselves, or what I'm saying, just saying, some people be shameful a little bit for they ain't came into their own and don't realize like, it's okay to be who you are and like what you like and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? They trying to play into society or whatever, their upbringing, maybe church, you know what I'm saying, did them this way or that way.
But when
Yeah,
you
a lot
deal
of
like
little
that,
things,
then you don't
but
gotta lie. Like I feel like a lot of that other shit leads to like you having to lie all the time. And like what's even the point? Because a lot of times you can get to the same place by telling the truth.
I see like that that's a player, you know what I'm saying, conversation, like where, you know what I'm saying, real players, they be like, man, I ain't got time. I'd rather tell you the truth and keep it moving and lie to you. I ain't got time to backtrack and think about it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just different little, you know what I'm saying? But everybody can't play their hand like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people, you know, they ain't comfortable with it.
I mean, in the same token, though, God bless the ones that can't for those that can, right?
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's always two sides or three. You know what I'm saying?
So, is the reason that there was a nice break between your projects before the recent Dedicated to Dez? Is it the movie career, the clothing line? Were you tired of
Yeah,
music?
I never ever been tired of creation of music. Like the creation of music, it's like my first love of entertainment. Like the entertainment business, since I got into it, it's like music, making music was my thing. Like I could easily do that in a sense. Like that's my comfort. But I did kind of feel like, the music business, like the further I got into the hip hop music business was like, you know, it just rubbed my soul wrong. Like you got everybody hating on each other. People just think it can only be one person. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You got shiesty promoters, you got shiesty people selling. You know what I'm saying? People don't do good business. So, you from where I'm from, that's, that can get you in the can for the type of stuff that's going on in this business. You feel me? So like in a sense, I just kind of tried to hold on, let me chill out. Let me learn something different. Let me see something, you know what I'm saying? Like let me see something else. And so like that's when I got into the movies and got into you know what I'm saying, acting and you know what I'm saying, putting together films, filmmaking. The clothing line was something that like the name for the clothes was something I always was into. But like it was just something like that. Like I was, I was in sneaker crews and stuff, and I'm like, man, it's crazy. I'm paying $30 a month just to be in a sneaker crew for them to help try to
What's a
teach
sneaker
you.
crew?
Oh, like the sneaker crew. See, this a whole man. It's a crazy game. So like a sneaker club or a sneaker crew is like, you know what I'm saying. It could be like it was like 2,000 people in this particular sneaker crew, right? And everybody paying $30 a month. So you do the math, right? 2,000 people, right? Paying $30 a month just to be able to learn how to cop the sneakers when they first come out. And like, I do a lot of things. Like I'm in the sneakers more than I'm in it like crazy designer fashion or whatever. Like I love the Jordans, I love the Yeezys. So I'm like, that's my thing. So like I'm seeing people buy crazy clothes in this crew. Like, you know what I'm saying? They buying like $150 somebody made like a hoodie or whatever with a Kobe bear and a Tupac bear. They paying $150 for a hoodie. I'm like, and it's selling out though. Like as soon as it drop, like just because it might match the J's or just because it might match something,
Right.
I'm like, whoa, like it's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, not hating on anybody or any other brand or whatever that's out there. Sometimes it's just a logo on that joint. Like it ain't nothing. It's just a red hoodie with a logo, and that's logo. Then built this brand up to the point where when people see that logo, they want that on their body. They kill for it, they steal for it, then woo. So I started thinking like you know what I'm saying? I'm a fly guy to an extent. I got my own style. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can create something that people would like, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like how I got into the clothes for real. And then like I said, I always had the name Circular Success Society. That was something I had ever since I started like Icy Green Entertainment with my brother and my buddy. It was like, and I almost switched the label to that a couple times, to Circular Success Society, but it just kind of like with everything I was going through and seeing like on this woke movement and everything, like, yo, like, yeah, it's a good look for the clothes. You know what I'm saying? So I went in that direction with it. But yeah, like crazy. Like think about that. 2,000 people spending $30 a month just to learn or to buy sneakers, or when they can't get the sneakers, you can buy it from the sneaker crew. And like it was just like it's a lot of money in that. Like it's crazy.
You still know how to get rare sneakers?
Yeah. I still,
you know what bubble posits is?
Bubble posits?
I think there was a flight posit, either 2 or 3,
yeah,
and they had like big hexagon bubbles on the side.
Mm.
Like beehive looking shits. You know what I'm talking about?
Like, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Man, I've been trying to find those for like 10 years. Like I found one pair of my size on eBay for like 900. You know the platinum posits?
Yes.
They the shoe the platinum posits is like the sized up version of. You know what I'm saying? Like the platinum
ain't
posits.
It crazy like how the shoe game became like a stock. Like, you know what I'm saying? A pair of sneakers you buy can be like, it's like a stock. Like you holding on to it and you can control the stock with it too. I'm
trying to wear my stock. You feel me? Like I cop
that's
that's like my favorite shoe ever. Like I don't know why that shit ain't get retro. They be retro on whack ass posits, but not them.
Hey, that's crazy that you said that. Like that's like
I said, I don't want the platinum posit one. I want the one that was they had the all black, and then they had the one with like the blue around the little honeycomb bubbles, and the bubbles was like got 3D looking. I'll send you a picture as soon as we done.
Yeah, send me a picture. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna wear all my shoes. But then, like, when I got so heavy into it, like, I would cop them and be like, yo, I just copped these for 200. Now I can sell them for 1,000 or 800. Like, I'm a hustler, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm selling them straight to gold, straight to whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You just gotta buy it. I do that. I just make sure I buy it and not my size. You feel me?
like I used to, man. I would buy my size and everything, and then it's like, if I can make a come up on it, I'll sell it. If not, I'm wearing it. That's.
I would, but only if I could get another one in my size at that price. Like
man, I gotta show you my goat. I was man having my way with goat.
So the films, where would I see life lessons at?
Life Lessons is still on YouTube. It's got over 500,000 streams on YouTube. You can see it right there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, because I just saw the Facebook bio, so I guess Facebook don't let you link to YouTube and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's not on. It's on our Wise Minds, the production company YouTube. So my YouTube as an artist probably connected to my Facebook, but not the probably not the Wise Minds production one.
Got you. And that says you made a documentary. What was that about?
We made a documentary about Big Heff.
Really?
Yeah, we did it. It's on YouTube too. It's we did it. We followed Heff for like a year, and you know what I'm saying, and we you know just caught him in a good period of time where, you know what I'm saying, he was fizzing really, because like he one of them guys in the city who been real consistent with staying in the know. You know what I'm saying, and dealing with, you know what I'm saying, what's hot. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, we followed him for like a year while we were shooting Life Lessons. Great. That's crazy. And we got a nice little documentary about him. And what's crazy is, like, this was like 2-3 years ago. So, like, now look at this. We made a joint movie with him and all types of stuff. So, the Capp, and you feel what I'm saying? But all those moves led to these moves.
And you were, was it a co-director on the Capp?
Yeah, I was the co-director on the Capp. I acted in the Capp. I pretty much, like, in a sense, like, on set project manager. Like I was like HR
Yeah.
on set for real. You know what I'm
So they was
saying?
coming to
And,
you with their complaints.
like me, complaints, anything business wise, like on set. That's pretty much what I was doing when I wasn't acting, or you know what I'm saying, just scoping things out. Because me and Johnny Lumpkin, that's my business partner. So we pretty much just Wise Minds Productions, and we create films, we make films. You know what I'm saying? So we the filmmaker. So that was our part to the cat, where just creating it, and you know what I'm saying, and putting it together for real. So we was always on set every day, leading the set. You feel what I'm saying?
What was the premiere like?
Premiere was epic. Heff got a
It
lot of
looked
good
like it.
taste, man. Heff got very good taste. You know what I'm saying? He pioneered that whole thing, and it was a great turnout. It was a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Some people you know what I'm saying? People from the city, people from all over came out, and it was just a good look, man. I tried to take as many pictures as I could. It was just great feelings. You know what I'm saying? Great vibe. You know what I'm saying? I felt like people really liked the movie, which was, that's always the aim. You know what I'm saying? To get people to really, because it's a hip hop movie too. With that, like, where it's like people love the culture of hip hop. So it so far so good. I can't wait till it drop on streaming services.
Me neither, brother. I can't wait to check it out myself. The you know when we did the episode about the Capp, see, I knew I definitely heard your music. I remember the 8 Ball and MJG song, because like
Yeah,
I remember at the time I was like, damn, he must know them, because no disrespect to them. Let me say this the most proper way, the most respectful way. It seemed like they put extra effort into your song compared to maybe some of their other recent output, if that's the way to say it.
man. I can't
Or
really
let me put
attest
it to you
to
like
that.
this: those was the best 8 Ball and MJG verses I've heard in a minute. That's
Wow.
a better way to say it.
I'm a huge fan of their movement and their music. You know what I'm saying? Just always have been. Like my maternal grandmother is from Tennessee. My great grandmother's house is still in Tennessee, in Ripley, Tennessee. And I don't know. I just always been in like love. 3 6 Mafia, like Dolph Gotti. Like, man, it's hard for me not to like Tennessee music. It's kind of weird. Like, I guess it's just in your blood. Like, you feel what I'm
Good
saying? Like,
musicians like good music, bro.
that's true. That's true. I really dig the Tennessee movement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the music. I like the artists down there. I like how the beats crazy down
Hell fucking yeah. The speaking of your old music, yo, I fucks with that Hell Yeah song, but that shit is like hella unexpected.
there. Right. You see the video?
Nah, I didn't even know there was one. I'm going
Yeah,
to.
it's a video. You gotta watch that video. That video was one of my funniest videos that I ever shot, like back at that time, for sure.
It sounded like you had fun making that song. Like I could imagine, like, as that shit's coming together, because like you was kind of laughing, right?
Yeah. Making it was cool because my buddy I made it with, like, he hate the song too. Like, he hated, like, and it was his idea, like, honestly. You know what I'm saying? For me, like, at that period of time, I just wanted to show my versatility. Like, I could rap on anything. Like, I can be me and rap on any beat. You feel what I'm saying? But like, he came up with, the concept, and I just thought it was dope, and I always pushed it. And he just kind of like, because I did 2 songs with him. I did Hell Yeah, and I did Love of the Game. He loved Love of the Game. Like, that's his thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? My homie Russ, man. But I liked Hell Yeah, and the video was a really, really, really good night. Like, we had the bonfire going. Like, at that time, it was it was crazy. Like, if you watch the video, it was really, everything that happened in the video really was happening. Like, it was crazy.
Man, this might be some wisdom, or this might be some stupidity, but I think that, like, musically closed-minded people, when they hear an artist like you do a song like Hell Yeah, like, that's so different from what they're expecting, that they don't like that shit. And I think the
Yeah.
open-minded people, when they hear an artist like you make a song like Hell Yeah, that makes me appreciate the more traditional Smoove Gotti music even more, because I realize that there's extra gears.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I first started, man, I think like, because I could sing. Like, I was more of a singer in
Oh,
the
I was
beginning.
gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, Like, you know, I could sing.
That's you singing on my bad, but that's you singing on a lot of them songs, right? Like a lot of them.
Yeah, on Faithful, on I don't know if you heard the new song Love Songs. That's me and my cousin. That's me singing on the Love Songs. And like what's crazy is, you know, I could sing before I could do anything. Like my father, huge. My mother and my father, both of them is big on music. And my father, like, man, he had every CD, like every tape, every record. Like, so I grew up listening to 80s music, 90s music, like you know, all the hip hop. Like, I never forget when I heard Run DMC for the first time in a car. Like, you know what I'm saying? My dad had a brand new I think it was a Toyota, it was like a Toyota. What was it? It was some type of Toyota truck. It was brand new. He was had he put in King of Rock. He put on King of Rock in there, and it just sounded crazy. You know, this is like the 90s too. And it was beating. Like, you know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, this is what I was listening to when I was young. It's like, wow. Like, so like singing, rap, all that, like I could sing. Like I always could hold a tune. And then like when I was about 15, 16, one of my homies from my way, he made a whole CD, and man, it was so good. Like, you know, it's crazy when you meet somebody or you got a friend, they do something that's like amazing. Like it was like he was Nas back then. His name Gam. Shout out to Gambino. And you know, that made me want to try rap. Like, it made me like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And I remember I sang. He was like, man, I gotta get you on the hook. You know what I'm saying? Then I went back and wrote some rhymes. I came back and I rapped it for him. He was like, yo, that's hard. And those same rhymes, I think I made my second song I ever made was with those rhymes. And then like my first two songs was fire. And then I fell off. Like, it was like terrible. Like, and then I worked real hard because like like the whole crew I had started with, they all was really good. Like, they could rap. They could rap. Like, still to this day, you know what I'm saying? They can rap. You think I can rap? They can rap. Like, they cold like that. So I worked so hard to get cold at rap. Like, I worked. Like, you know what I'm saying? So even still to this day, I don't take verses. I don't take it. I take it serious. Like, when I hear that beat, I'm trying to rap on that beat. Like, I'm trying to, you know, ride the beat. Like, say, like, you know, more so now it's more about what I'm saying versus like trying to make it the melodic, you know what I'm saying, flow to it. But I take it so serious because I want people to feel my music. You feel me?
Or like you want to not just be something that, like, a lot of shit today is kind of disposable. You feel me? You're trying to make it, how they be saying sticky. You trying to make it sticky.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, each song is like a small book, or it's like you know, each song. I want people to, if you don't get nothing else, if I don't get nothing else from you listening to my music, I want you to feel it. I want you to be like, yo, that was hard. I want you to replay it. I want you to go back to it. You know, if you ever feel those feelings that you felt, like, you know, because that's, to me, that's how I grew up on music. Like, I remember waking up in the morning to go to school. It was wild, you know what I'm saying, in school. When I was, you know, I'm listening to Jay-Z. I'm listening to all the Rockefeller artists, probably like Killer Cam and them. I remember come home with me. I'm on my way to high school, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta get ready because it's about to be crazy in school. It's about to get wild. So I'm listening to Benny Siegel, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
Word.
this is how I'm starting my day, listening to hardcore hip hop, because I know it's about to get wild when I get there.
The you know, you talking about cats you rap with. Is them artists on your album like Cream Cartel and Young Tone? Is those people that's on your label?
Yeah, like Cream, Tone. I grew up that we all from the same hood. We all from the same way. Cream, Tone. Everybody going Dedicated to Dez is somebody that probably has been in my life since childhood, because Dez is my brother, and you know, he transitioned. So, you know, that was my tribute to him as being my brother, my business partner, one of my best, closest friends in the world. So anybody who was on that album was somebody that he knew, somebody that he liked, like their music. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that everybody who on there is like, they knew Dez, or he knew them. You feel me?
I saw that at first you was releasing the tracks as singles. Was that when you first started making them? What was it supposed to be like together for a project, or did it just like come together?
Right.
Like, man, I should go ahead and make a whole WAP out of this.
Yeah, when I first started doing it, I kind of had it the way I wanted to do it, and it was like, uh, you know, I like Cream and them. They busy dudes, like they in the city, they making money, they, you know what I'm saying, they making music. So we, I think I was having like a birthday like session or something, and they came in and we knocked out a few songs, and that's usually how it be. Like he been hitting me up lately because I know he dropping, and so it'd be like, yo, I'm about to go to the studio, so we meet at the studio and then we make 3-4 songs. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, yeah, we made Raw. I'm like, yeah, I'm dropping this single. Like, I gotta drop this. And it was a few songs. Like, I made Cut. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I'm dropping this as a single. But like, honestly, with Dedicated to Dez, I really wasn't creating like records for radio or records for like I was making records that he would. You know what I'm saying? Like I know my brother. Like this what he loved. Like I consider Dez to be like one of my hugest, biggest fans of my music. So I was trying to make stuff that he could feel, and then I wanted to make certain songs like I was talking to him. You know what I'm saying? And telling him how I was feeling. That's like kept it real with me. Dedicated to Dez, the song, and Faithful. You feel what I'm saying? And Faithful was the last song I recorded. Well, no. Yeah, Faithful and On Grandma was the two last songs. They weren't even supposed to make the album. Like, it's like I heard the beat, and it was like I was with my two artists, it's my cousins who on Grandma, that's my actual blood cousins, and they brothers, and I heard the beat, and I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, and I put that on Grandma. I'm like, all right, I got you. Like, I got to do this with them. Because, like, Flame, he always was a part of Icy Green Entertainment, which is what I started with Dez and my homie Johnny. And, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, he wanted me to really push Flame a long time ago, crazy. Like, that was Dez's whole thing. And so, Grandma again. When I heard Faithful to Beat, like, like on IG, I get crazy people coming at me, send me beats, woo, like, yo, like AJ got ice, shout out to him. He sent me a crazy beat pack and I heard it and I was like, yo, this gotta go on. This it. Like this gotta be the last song. It gotta go on Dedicated to Dez. And I would have put Dedicated to Dez out probably like a month or two before it came out. Like, but I heard those two beats and I boom, and then it's like, man, that's crazy.
How did CVM come about? And like, can you tell a little bit about the story behind what it is and all that?
CVM is where I'm from. That's Cliffview Mafia. Cliffview off of Euclid Avenue. So like EA, that's Euclid Ave. Like that's EA. And I grew up on, like Bone from St. Clair. They
Right.
from St. Clair, which is
I heard Ray Cash talk about Euclid Ave.
Yeah, Ray Cash grew up around my way. He grew up on Torbenson, which was in one of his videos. You will see the Torbenson sign. That's a street that's off of Euclid Ave. That's like Euclid Ave is like a lot of sections. So like Euclid run deep. Like you got East Cleveland part of Euclid. You got the Cleveland part of Euclid Ave, and that's where I'm from. Then you got Euclid, which is a suburb, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm from Euclid, I'm saying? I'm from the Cleveland part, which is, Ray Cash is from Torbenson, grew up on Torbenson, you know what I'm saying? I grew up on Cliffview, which is like a whole bunch of surrounding streets with still, claim Cliffview or Alcoy, and Alcoy is like our neighboring hood. Like, and it's all the same thing, all Euclid has, like Cliffview and Alcoy. So it can get a little tricky, but like Euclid Ave, I went to school on St. Clair. So I went to school at Collinwood High School, which was like on the heart of St. Clair, 152nd. You know what I'm saying? So, St. Clair probably the most known street from Cleveland. You feel what I'm saying? But we from the other side. We from the other side of the tracks. We from Euclid Ave. And we trying to really make sure the world know it's another street. You know what I'm saying? Where it's a lot of steppers, a lot of real ones from. And like I said, I went to school in the Clair. So the Clair ain't no joke. I love the Clair for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kim's and all the good food over there. And I got a lot of friends from that way. All the schools I went to was on the Clair. So, it ain't never been sweet there, but, I'm from Euclid Ave.
You heard about, or I'm sure you heard about, what you think when I think there's Japanese, them Japanese people wanted to see where Bone was from and like got robbed and shit.
Oh, it can get crazy in Cleveland, man. It can get. I
You know
don't
what I'm talking
condone.
about?
Yeah, I definitely know exactly what you're talking about, and it can get wild in Cleveland, man. It's a different way these days, especially with some of the youth. But I really don't condone it because like I'm trying to preach positivity in a sense, and I want to get away from senseless trash. And, I want to see everybody win, but can't always get what you want. But yeah, I remember that, and it's real. Like I said, they from the Claire, so it's real on St. Clair. Like I went to school on St. Clair. I went to middle school on St. Clair. I went to high school on St. Clair. It's not sweet. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. It's like East 1999 when we was on 152nd. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a different way.
I can imagine. Like, I mean, like if you from, because like I'm from PG County. If you from certain places, you can kind of tell just from like the music that come out,
Right.
like how I look in the video and shit. Like when you see like the bluff in Atlanta, you're like, oh yeah, that shit look like the trenches. And them
Yeah.
places that used to be in the Bone videos used to be like, yeah,
Yeah.
that shit look rough as shit.
Yeah. That's closer to Glenville High School, which is like down the way. Like I mean, not down the street from Collinwood, like 117, 100, around that way, like in the lower hundreds. And like I said, Collinwood, 152nd, you feel what I'm saying, and the Claire. And, it's all types of neighborhoods. You got the 5 block, which is on 100, in the 150s. You got the 4 block, then you got the 40. And that's all 10th Ward. So, we all got our own lingo, everybody from the 10th Ward. But like I said, we from the other side of the tracks. We from Euclid Ave. And like I said, Euclid Ave stretch. So you got EC hoods, you got Cleveland hoods, which is the 2 known hoods. Like I said, would be Alco and Cliffy right there. And then you got Euclid. And it could just be a wild. It's a wild. It could be a wild place, but it's a lot of cats, getting money and doing positive and opening businesses and creating, stuff for the youth, and that's what I'm more so into now. Like I try to stay away from the negative, what I'm saying, aspects of the streets, because I mean it don't. I'm in the building. You feel what I'm saying?
Word.
So
I can dig it. Plus all that negativity get exhausting after a while. But
yeah,
what's your the film, clothing, movie, music? What's your next, like? I'm not gonna say big move. What's gonna be the next thing you focus on?
everything. Like I feel like the brand.
Or I should say the next release. Then, like, when's the next time? What? Here's the best way to say it. What? See, you got that motherfucking diverse ass resume. It's hard for me that, but like,
yeah.
Like next release, like this gonna be a new release.
So the Capp should be coming to streaming services very soon. I'm a part of a show. It's a series. It's called The Lick, and Dame Dash Studios have picked up The Lick. And season 2, we just had a premiere of the first episode for season 2 this week. I don't know if you've seen it on my IG, but that's gonna be on streaming services very soon. It's on Tubi, and a lot of people in the city like that. Like The Lick is dope, and that's coming out. So I'm looking at both of them projects to be very big, like on it, on the streaming services. And then, I just dropped a song the other day with my artist Flame. You know what I'm saying? That's my cousin, that's my artist. And you know what I'm saying, love song, something slow for the ladies. But I got a lot of music coming.
Oh, I definitely fuck with that Mafia too, bro. That should go hard.
Yeah. I got a lot more of that. You know what I'm saying, coming for sure. Like I'm dropping every month. Like, every month I'm dropping at least a song. My artist dropping songs. Shout out to Trig, shout out to Flame. I got a lot of people trying to be a part, trying to be my next artist. I got, some people in the works. I'm talking to it. I got this dope girl artist that I think I'm about to bring on the team. I'm real touchy and iffy with girls, so it's just like, I'm, because they take a lot of care. Like, I got daughters, and you know what I'm saying. It take a lot of care and a lot of, you gotta be there. So kind of like I don't like to get into anything that ain't serious. So
you gotta make sure that like the respect levels in the room for them at all times, which can you might end up like the locks with Eve and Mike Tyson and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that was a funny story too. Wow, that's crazy. It was not funny, like, because now.
I mean, it's funny now. Like mad fucked up shit back in the day be funny now.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure shit, we'd be laughing about when we got arrested, bro. Like I can assure you at the time I wasn't.
hmm
But that shit don't make it any less funny. You feel me?
I love to laugh too. But yeah, so like those two shows, and then we about to get started on a new movie soon. So like we got a lot of stuff in the works. So like for me personally, I feel like the brand of Smoove Gotti is, you know, all of those things, whether it's the clothing line, you know, Circular Success Society, whether it's the rap, whether it's the movies. Like my whole thing is to provide opportunities for and make things as bigger than myself, and even the music. Like I want people to enjoy what I'm giving them. You know what I'm saying? Utilize it, use it to the best of their ability. Like you feel what I'm saying? Get through their day, or you know what I'm saying? Like even when I post on on social media, like laugh, like a lot of times I'm laughing, man. I see stuff and I repost it. I'll be like, man, how did this happen? Like, just, you know, that's the whole brand of Smoove Gotti. So everything I'm doing, I'm just trying to do it to another level and keep trying to provide opportunities for other people to be a part and you know, win through people. That's what I'm about, period.
Word, I can dig it. I love people like that. You know, they be talking about on some shit that's smarter than me. I listen to, but they be talking about like scarcity versus abundance, and it's like
Yeah.
if you feel like it's enough for everybody, it make the world better than if you act like you gotta get yours and then worry about other people and shit.
Yeah, I just had a debate like with somebody, and it was somebody I think is a very smart guy, and he you know, he doing his thing, he out here, he building. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all for building. Like I said, I believe in compound positivity, compound interest, and I believe in compound negativity. So I'm all for building. You feel what I'm saying? But I also think that I feel like I figured out, you know, I figured out the golden rule, which is, you know, he who provides the most opportunities wins the most. And what that means is, you know, you look at these big Fortune 500 companies, what do? They provide families with money and income and jobs because they provide an opportunity. So they win the most. They pay the least in taxes. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm always in the business of creating something that, of course, you want to create something that works for you, but if you create things that can help and work for others, you're gonna win, because that's the rule. That's the real golden rule, which is, you know, creating opportunities for other people. So I think that's why I fell in love with the movies and stuff. So much going to a movie. You know what I'm saying? So many people.
A lot of
You know what I'm
jobs
saying?
for people, yeah.
You a lot of jobs, a lot of dreams, a lot of ambition. It's people, even on a local level, who, you know, been wanting to be a part of something, or might have been in plays and never thought they'd be, you know what I'm saying, on a big streaming platform like Tubi or Amazon Prime, and you providing them with, you know, their families get to come see them in this light. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a beautiful light for a lot of
Yeah.
people. And it's like, that's how you win in life. You create opportunities that work for you and others. And that's this, I believe that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the debate I was having with the person, he was like, you know, it can only be one person at the top, and it can only be, you got to be selfish. And to an extent, you got to be serious about your goals. Like, I agree. You got to
Selfish
be,
with your time for sure.
you got to be, yeah, you got to be serious about that. But at the same time, the people that's really winning on it, like beyond, like, they've provided others with opportunities that's like crazy. Like, look at LeBron. He fired his agent, fired all them people, and then put his own people into position. And look how they winning now.
Yeah.
Now, it's very possible that he might have still been able to become a billionaire while he was playing, because hey, he played for 20 years, right? But if he
It
would have
wasn't possible
kept
for
the
Rich
team,
Paul though. You know what I mean?
exactly. And so
And
I look at it like,
and look what he is now. Like
and look
now
at
it'd be hard
Maverick
as shit to
Carter.
be as good at Rich Paul at his job.
Exactly. So when you create opportunities for yourself and others, I just think that's the ultimate blessing of the, you know, whether you believe in Yahweh, whatever you believe in, from the source, the powers that be, because you're helping families that you might not ever meet win. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it all that, like, that's what I'm here to do. I'm trying to build, and you win through people. Like, can't do nothing by yourself. So the more people I can reach and touch, and I can collaborate with and create something that's real, I'm for it.
And that's a beautiful sentiment to end us on. What's the best place for people to reach you on social media, and what are you looking for them to check out right now?
Hey, Smoove Gotti 216, SMOOVE GOTTI 216, Smoove Gotti 216 on Twitter, Smoove Gotti 216 on IG. I'm always there. I'll be on Facebook too, but really on IG. Circular Success Society page, my clothes. I really want people to check out these the Capp. I want people to check out the Lick. I want people to the music coming, man. Mafia 2 out. You can check out love songs if you like something slow. Like I've been sending that to DM to all the women in the world. Like, yeah, check this out. And they've been reposting, they've been liking it. So I mean, for real, the music gonna keep going. I want I want people to check out my artists, Icy Green Entertainment, Circular Society. I can promote forever. You know what I'm saying? But really, get at me. I'll be on there. I'm a real person. I try to keep it 100. And hey, if you got some opportunities, hit me up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want people, if you're a builder, hit me up.
Shit, no doubt. Well, thank you so much for your time, brother, and you have a good one.
I appreciate you, man. It's Scotty.
Take it light.
Yeah.